What up, my dudes, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making a delicious chicken croquette. Without further ado, let's get started.
First, you want to grab 2 potatoes, and then to our potatoes, we're going to go ahead and peel those. We don't want the skins for this whatsoever, and we're just going to discard these. If you're making vegetable stock, you can always use that for those too. Now, we're going to go ahead and just give these a little rough chop. Doesn't have to be any fancy or precise. We're actually going to toss these into a boiling pot of water and mash them later, so really we're just trying to speed up that process. Because they'll cook a lot quicker in these little chunks. Go ahead, bring those to a boil, and you want to get those nice and soft and fork tender. And you do want to salt your water a little bit. Go ahead and drain them, toss them back in. Now leave those to the side for now. We'll come back to them later. Grab 3 cloves of garlic and either 2 small onions or 1 large onion. Will do for this recipe. Now we're going to go ahead and peel our garlic. I have this nice little garlic peeler sleeve. They're like $5 on Amazon, if that. They're very nice, actually. They work very well. Do recommend them. And after we peel our garlic, we're going to go ahead and give our onions a nice dice. Leaving the root on makes it a lot easier to dice. We're going to slice through, chop them up. I'm assuming you all know how to dice an onion at this point. If not, there's plenty of videos on YouTube. Maybe I'll release basic tips video one day. Now we're going to go ahead and get a fine dice on the garlic. Be very careful not to slice our fingers open. Blood will not add a good flavor to this. Now we're going to grab 2 Thai chilies. Give them a nice dice. Or a nice slice. And we're going to add it to our garlic in a little salsa bowl to the side. And then I'm going to bring some oil to a nice shimmering heat. Add our onions in here. And we're just going to go ahead and saute these. Making sure to give them a nice stir so we don't burn them at any point. And about halfway through, we're going to add our garlic and our chilies until we have a nice caramelization and everything's nice and fragrant. Like so, and then we're going to just set it on a paper plate off to the side. Because we ain't going to clean their plate. Ain't nobody got time for that. In all these cooking videos, you always see people like using 20 different plates. Nah, man. Paper plate. It's all good. We can use the paper plate again later. It's not wasteful. Alright, now go ahead and set that aside and let that cool off. And we're going to go ahead and rice those potatoes. AKA, we're going to give them a nice mash. If you don't have a potato ricer like this, you can just mash them like you normally would. Just try to avoid getting any lumps in it. Want this to be kind of smooth. Now we're going to go ahead and add that onion mixture from earlier. Like so. Making sure to get it all off our paper plate. And once we got that in there, we're going to go ahead and give that a nice stir together. And we're going to do that off camera. Now go ahead and grab our chicken legs. We're going to add them to a nice bacon pan. We're going to go ahead and season these with some salt. Obviously. Then we're going to add some onion powder. And we want to give these a nice liberal coating of all this. We don't want to skimp on anything. Next, we're going to go ahead and give them some pepper. I like to use the fresh cracked. I feel like it's a nicer flavor. But you can use the powder stuff. I ain't going to judge. Then we're going to take some smoked paprika. And whatever we do to the first side, we're going to do to the second side. We're just going to go ahead and coat those with that. This is some Kashmiri chili powder. Normal chili powder will also work for this. In case you ain't got your national grocery store near you. You can find this on Amazon though. And go ahead and give this a nice sprinkling. Like so. That's looking pretty good. And then we're just going to rub this in. Just really give it a nice little hue. Rub it all over. Because we want this to be coating everything, and then we're going to flip it over so we can do the other side. Because we don't just season one side, we want to season all these sides. It should look kind of or just red when you're done. Yeah. And I almost forgot we are going to add some garlic powder to this. A little bit of that smoked paprika again, because you can never have too much of this stuff. Seriously, I love that smoked paprika. We're going to add our Kashmiri chili powder again. Just right on top. More salt. Can never have too much salt. And then get it nice and coated, rubbed in. You can use a little bit of oil to facilitate this process too. Then we're going to go ahead and bake that in our oven at 350 degrees until they come out nice and fork tender. Then we're going to chop ourselves up some green onions. We're going to go ahead and reserve the white for later, because I don't like to waste the green onion. And then we're going to go ahead and keep the greens off to the side. And by greens, I mean the tops of the onion. And this is going to serve as a garnish later. And we don't need anything fancy, we just need a nice slice. Like so. And throw that in that salsa bowl you've been using. And throw some into the potatoes. Throw some everywhere. Because why not? Now go ahead and grab yourself some more green onion, where you can get this all sliced up, because this is looking nice. Put it in our salsa bowl, again reserving the whites. We're just tossing it on a paper plate. Now we're going to go ahead and grate ourselves some cheese, maybe about a half cup to a cup. I'm using pepper jack, because I like it a little bit spicy. You can use whatever cheese you like. Maybe a nice white cheddar would work well for this. And we're going to go ahead and add that to our potato mixture. And then, now that we got that chicken done, we're going to go ahead and put on some gloves, and we're just going to pick those bones clean. You just want to get all the meat, all the skin, everything off. Discarding the hard parts that you can't eat yet. We don't want that. You can choke on that. And you should have nice clean bones like this. We are going to save these, because we're going to do a little bit of fancy plating with these. And now we're going to take this chicken that we plucked off the bone, and we're just going to give it a nice chop. We want to get this nice and fine, nice little dice. Throwing it into our potato mixture as we go. Like so. And everything's looking pretty good. Now we're going to go ahead and give this a nice mix. We want to get this well incorporated. Like so. And then we're going to go ahead and add ourselves some flour. I'm using gluten-free flour. Maybe about 2 or 3 tablespoons. Some more salt to taste. And then we're going to come back with some pepper. And then we're going to take this and beat 1 egg. And we're going to drop that into there. This is going to act as a binder. And then once again, we're going to give our potato mixture a mix until this is nice and well incorporated. Why didn't I do this with everything else at first? Well, I don't know. Honestly, could have done all this once. Now grab those reserved chicken bones, and we're going to go ahead and make ourselves some patties right on that bone until we got kind of like a caveman meat kind of looking thing. Go ahead and don't be afraid to pat this a little hard. And then just set it to the side when you're done. And we're going to do all 5 of our chicken legs. Anyway, nice pat, turn it over. And if you still got some left over, you can just make a traditional croquette like this by just flattening it into a thin disc. Just go get all that filling. Now we got our 5 legs in our disc. And we're going to make a classic station with flour, egg, and panko breading, because we're going to be deep frying these. So go ahead and take your new caveman meat, dredge it in your flour. Once again, I'm using gluten-free. And then we're going to dredge in our egg, panko, and then start frying it at 375 degrees. I'm shallow frying it, just so you can. Deep frying is optimal, but you can still do it in the frying pan like this. You are just going to have to turn it occasionally. And once it comes out, after it's nice and golden brown, we're going to put it on a drying rack. And once we got everything cooked up, we're going to go ahead and put 3 on a plate. This is some okonomiyaki sauce. It's sweet and spicy and savory. Delicious on the croquette. We're just going to drizzle it across with no care for plating. Then I'm going to put some Kewpie mayonnaise on this. And if I didn't say so before, you just want to cook these till they're golden brown. They're already cooked all the way through, so we're just trying to get that color and crunch. We're going to go ahead and toss some chives on this. Sorry, green onions. And look at that. Oops. Oh no. Let's do a
Alright
taste
guys,
test.
time for a taste test. I'm excited. I mean, look at that. Don't they look good? Like I said, you can make it traditional, like flat croquette, but I mean, you know, sometimes you gotta do the stunt food presentation. Let's get a bite. Oh. Oh. That's really good. Sauce is good, a little bit of Japanese mayonnaise on it. Delicious. It's spicy, not too spicy. Cheesy, the chicken flavor comes in well. Mashed potatoes, it's deep fried, it's everything you could ask for. Oh god, this is good. Alright. Cut the future Marshall because I'm going to devour this. Look, there's the monster one I made. Oh my god. And putting season. This one didn't come off the plate. Let's just bare bones. Let's. Look at that. Delicious. Alright. I'm gonna go pass out into a coma now.
Like you aren't giving me any what the fuck.
Sorry, real quick. Look at the inside of that. Isn't that good? You can see all that color coming through. Oh. Occasionally hit a chili pepper. This is so good though. Love croquettes. And there you have it, folks. Maybe a little bit stunt foodie, but it's a delicious, delicious croquette. Side note, we've been moving, so I'm in a new kitchen and a new apartment, so that's why I haven't posted in a while. I do plan on posting a little bit more in the future. But as always, toodles.